How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. So honestly, like looking at this doc, I couldn't tell what had just been copy and pasted from the last one and like what we were supposed to do for this one. So I don't know, were we supposed to rewrite our definition of literacy, or was it supposed to be the same definition we used?
Same definition, but we just add in anything, instead of a few paragraphs or so, just to add on to what we previously had.
Yeah, I added some stuff to my old definition, so that was the impression I got.
Okay. Yeah, I made a few new sentences based on the reading.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah, I basically did the same thing, just kind of put some things on the side. I wasn't exactly sure how it was supposed to come together myself, so I just kind of kept it all into one document and figured I could just cut and paste it in accordingly. Because I know the last time we, did a lot of things together at the, while we were working. And so I just wasn't sure like how we were supposed to bring it all together. And I don't know if you saw my email, I was kind of throwing something in there about possibly bringing in the stuff from the articles that we had to read individually, those Routledge things. So I thought I saw something in there that we could bring something in on that, other readings from assignments. So I don't know if you all saw that or not, but I kind of put some things that we could add in if we wanted to.
Are you saying this is in the doc? Like where is this?
Yeah, I thought I saw something somewhere. I don't know if it was in the actual thing for where the assignment was listed, for this, or if it was where how some information is in the part where you look at grades and some stuff is in the assignment part. So it was I thought I saw it in one of those areas, but I just can't remember where I saw it. I don't know. But if nobody else saw it, then it's like.
No, I'm sure it's there. I thought you were saying like you had some thoughts that you had put somewhere, but I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, but I did put some things that we could use from that, but I just didn't know if that was something that we wanted to do. So it's there if we want it, and if not, it's okay.
Okay. So, I guess we're supposed to spend the first bit talking about the readings. So, do we want to start with the chapter 6?
Yeah.
Sure.
So I think one thing that I struggle with, and this is like a constant struggle in this class, is like this seemed to be a discussion of like how different people were on Facebook and like different social media platforms. And like my struggle is what makes that a literacy versus just a tool.
Right.
Thoughts?
There you go.
I thought of it in the way that, that knowing how to, and this is kind of what I wrote about, knowing how to use Facebook to communicate your thoughts and feelings and emotions, and learning how to interpret other people's, the emotions that other people, sorry, I'm stumbling with my words here. Learning how to interpret what other people post on Facebook is a kind of literacy. Because, they were going through, what really stuck out was the woman who was using, she was caring for her partner, and she used Facebook, and she would post, she didn't necessarily write posts a lot, but she would post kind of pre-written things as it struck her that resonated with her, or other kinds of things. And, I guess there's something to being able to, maybe you're not, express yourself fantastically through words. You're not really adept at writing about how you feel, but you're still able to communicate what's inside of you through using the tool of social media. That's what I took away. That's what I got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was also an interesting discussion in that chapter about network versus community, or like network versus groups of people. Like, I feel like they're often used as synonyms, but they just made an interesting distinction between the two.
Yeah, I think that's related to the distinction between like, the weak and the strong, bonds. People that you're, who you're bonded strongly with, whether or not it's only on Facebook or if it's in real life, versus people who you have weak bonds with in real life. Or I feel like there's a lot of overlap between those two concepts.
Yeah, they talked about the strength of weak ties. Had you guys heard that before?
No, I hadn't either. And it said
Okay.
like, oh yeah, it's become a cliche, and I was like, oh well, not for me.
Yeah.
I've never heard
It's
that before.
like networking and everything with like, when I thought of that, I thought of like LinkedIn kind of, trying to get jobs
totally.
and everything.
Totally.
Or like even just if you're looking for like jobs, or like a roommate even, it's like, oh, this is like my friend's cousin. Like those turn out to be the ones who can actually like come through with something.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I mean, for social media, I don't know how diverse you all are with your different forms of social media, but myself, I mean, I'm just really Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn. And, I think it's interesting just to sort of think about how with each of those different types of social media, your interactions are, and, the people who are involved with them. And I find myself sort of like, sometimes I'll be talking to somebody and I'll think, I really like this person and I'd like to, connect with them. But then you have to sort of think about, well, does this person fit into that little group? Because the ties are so different in, some of your forms of social media.
Yeah.
I also feel like, in a way, good and bad, social media has allowed people to express themselves more than they do in real life. And, especially, I guess, like with the election and everything, I was always seeing posts that I didn't really care to see all the time. I never really responded to them, but, it gives people a voice to share and to connect with others. And I think it's a good platform for, learning about who other people are, especially with the weak tie kind of concept. Like, if I don't know, if somebody might share something from another friend, you're like, oh, who is this person? They're pretty smart, or something like that. Or they'll talk about a topic that you've never thought about before, and you might learn something new from it. So I think, even though social media is kind of, a lot of people say they get sucked in, and it kind of dumbs down some people in a way, because they get so into it. Like, I mean, some people at work are on Facebook all the time, and they don't get work done. But I feel like it's a good outlet for a lot of people to express themselves. And I think it is a literacy, even though it is a tool. I think it does bring people together, and they can collaborate. I'm a part of like 5 groups on Facebook. Well, I'll always see posts from friends that I went to like trips in the past, and we created our own private group. So it's good to keep connections that way, and stuff like that. So it's the new norm.
It's funny that you bring that up, because speaking of literacy, of using Facebook being a literacy, and like people expressing themselves, I think they touched on this, that a lot of times comment sections on news sites are linked to your Facebook, a lot of times these days. But I think that, because for a long time those were anonymous. You could just kind of have a burner account, or you could just comment anonymously. And so I feel like people aren't used to what they say online necessarily being traced back to them. Because I mean, it's opposite people post things that are kind of outrageous, and I'm just like, I wonder if that person remembers that, like, they're commenting with their Facebook profile. And I can, and I can and do click through, to their Facebook and just scroll through and see if they're that outrageous kind of in real life, if they're that outrageous on their own page rather. But I think part of it being illiteracy is is maybe remembering that the things you say online, even off of Facebook proper, can be traced back to you. We kind of have a tendency to forget, I guess, sometimes that they say the internet is forever, and there's no such thing as privacy, and things can be traced back to you. But I mean, when you're posting literally with your face and name on something, you're not even really trying to keep it located.
Oh no.
One thing that I thought was interesting in here was there's a section in here. I'm just going to read this out. It says, knowing how to access people and resources is increasingly important in a world that is changing so quickly that we often aren't sure we even know what we are looking for. And I just think that's a really interesting group of words to sort of think about, because everything is so fast and the information is just constantly changing, and there's just so much information to sift through. And of course, well, with all that information, just like fake news and, there's just so much really to think about.
I think that's funny that you say that, because I think it ties in well with chapter 7, like for the education piece. So talking about how we have to sync our education with prep for the future, but we're prepping for this future that is changing so fast. So like, how do we teach students to keep up with that? And even that you said fake news, because I have freshmen this year, and they're a special group. But like fake news, I hear on the reg in my classroom, like it's a joke now. Like if they hear something they don't like, oh, your homework tonight is this, they're like, nah, that's fake news. So like that's just become a thing now. Fake news. They just say it all the time when they don't like something.
Okay.
I think one thing that can help with that, preparing for an unknown future, like whether we're the learner or the teacher, is quote, and like I put this in my definition of literacy, that it's a focus more on how we learn rather than what we learn, so that we can apply more processes than products, I guess.
I think the thing from chapter 7 that I really took was a big takeaway for me was the idea that, the reminder to see, the web and all that stuff that's tied to it, not as like, a gateway to information, but a gateway to other people. I think that's really important. I think that's super, super important to remember, because, with names like information superhighway, we have this obsession with kind of it being this vast repository of, all the information you can need. But I do think it's important to keep in mind that, like, it's also a resource for connecting, to other people, and that the information comes. Well, that was a really big, that's a really big point for me, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Also with, I just wanted to, the thing about it is I'm glad it talked about like the multiple versions of social learning. And I wanted to talk about in the aspect to social media, because there's so many different types of social media outlets nowadays. Some aren't as popular as others, but And just having those options, I think, is what attracts a lot of people to want to go out and meet other people online and create their own identity. And they can create different types of identities. Like, I think in one of the things that was brought up in the verse or chapter 6 was like the Sims and stuff. So you can create your own like avatar and all that. And then on Facebook, you're just kind of yourself. So, but I think it's a way for us to learn about ourselves, really.
Mhm.
Kind of psychology of it. I don't know. Do you guys observe like your friends and stuff on social media? Do you observe like, do you think like, why am I friends with this person?
I have some friends and I have a text thread. It's like 4 of us, and like all it is us like taking screen caps of people, of mutual friends on Facebook, and just being like, why would this person say this? Like, why would what would this person? What are they doing posting this on social media?
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's funny. I don't think I've ever admitted that until just now. But I mean, like active and like at least one text a day. We all just take turns. Armchair psychoanalyzing why this person would put this, sort of thing on, on social media. Yeah.
Also, so I just wanted to talk about one of the chapters that from the Routledge Handbook that I summarized and responded to the other week was about, I think you chose the materializing literacies. Did you do that chapter?
Mm-hmm.
So I did the immaterializing literacies, and that was a lot about how you view literacies with like emotions and like kind of not the material but the immaterial, and that can kind of intertwine a little bit, I think, even with social media, because a lot of things said on social media can be hurtful and can be strewed, especially with like the political jargon and all that stuff. And I thought it was a really interesting chapter, and if you haven't read it, read it. But it's just interesting how a lot of these readings intertwine with one another. And I mean, I'm not saying like everything's repetitive and that's a good thing, because it just instills that knowledge in us, but when it's reiterated by the authors and different authors, it's like, okay, well, we kind of need to know this. And it makes you think. So I'm using my brain in a good way. So.
Yeah, no. One of the chapters I did from Routledge, not the last time, but the time before last, was about Facebook narratives, and I mean, I kept all that in mind. Reading chapter 6, a lot of that stuff really, really resonated. It was a lot of the same kind of material. So yeah, I mean, it really things. Yeah, the things you read when they illuminate other things you read. That's super interesting.
Yeah, I did another one about poetry, and I was an English major, or I don't do poetry, so I was like, this will be interesting to talk about. But I think like all those chapters in that book were really, it's good to see different points of view with regards to literacy. And in that particular chapter, it was talking about 2 different girls. One was in Toronto, and another one was in I think the middle India. And they were expressing themselves. They were expressing themselves through theater and through poetry. So I didn't really realize how that was like a social practice. And I mean, I kind of knew like it's expressive, but I didn't realize it in a way where people could learn and be able to have certain discourse with one another. I don't know if you guys looked at some of those sensory literacy readings that she posted like a couple weeks ago. No.
I know what you're talking about. But.
Yeah, there was an article I was reading this morning about dance and how like I forgot what it's called, but there's a way for like ballet and stuff. There's a way they can make codes and meanings, and people can literally see themselves dancing like in their heads and know how to like do the certain steps and everything by using the type of like the pictures and the
Is that Is that like dance notation? My wife's a dancer.
Like
she talks to me about about how they like, because I was, I asked her like, how do you, like, if I play music, I can write down the notes, but when you do dance, how do you write down what you did? And she's like, oh yeah, no, there's a new system of like notation that they've been working on. Like we can just like notate, so that sounds, it sounds similar to that.
I just thought that was pretty cool. I was like, there's so many things out there. So.
That's interesting.
So, for that,
in chapter 7, they talked about collaborative learning, and they mentioned several forms of how that takes place. And of course, one of them was storytelling, which I'm always fascinated by. And one of my Routledge articles was about storytelling. Well, not really storytelling, but it was about oral literacies. And so storytelling was talked about in there, and it was really for capturing history. But it was just interesting, like you were saying, the connecting points. And also, just throughout this class, just seeing how there are just so many different types of literacies, just never really thinking about all of the things that existed out there or what they were. It's like you just go about your daily life, you're doing all of these things, but you're not thinking about how this is just another form of communication, and all of these things are making meaning, and there are forms of literacies. And so it's pretty cool, just kind of tying it all together and making sense of it. So
Do we want to move on to the writing?
Sorry, I'm just looking at the rubric here.
yeah.
I added a small section underneath the changes part, just with like some social networking.
So wait, are we creating a new Google Doc, or are we working with the one from last time?
In that email there was one sent out, like I made one for a discussion group too.
Oh, of course I missed that somehow. All right.
That's fine. But I did just copy over the previous definition into this one.
Goodness gracious. All right. I missed that. I missed 14 message there.
So I feel like it might be kind of tricky to tie in our discussion on social media to this, but we can do it.
This is the first email. I don't know how I missed that. All right.
Let me find it in here.
Okay. So do you guys think we are supposed, I'm just trying to read the directions. Like, do you think we're supposed to keep exactly what we had last time and just add to it? Or are we just like use those ideas to make a new thing?
I thought we were supposed to add to it,
Yeah,
but
just add, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, adding any new ideas that are relevant. So
Okay.
so I added like 3 or 4 sentences to under the changes part from last time.
I have a quote at the top that we can use for chapter 7.
Okay.
so do you think adding something from the Rutledge article would be something to add here, or just the chapters from the book?
I think it's definitely good to add
Yeah,
in things from
definitely
other
get her.
places.
Yeah, let me see if I can find something.
Because I've got something here that I think could tie in. Let me just see what is.
Maybe we can make a connection with graffiti and like people's Facebook walls.
Yeah, that's exactly what that's exactly what I'm doing right now.
Nice.
It is so windy outside. I just keep thinking, I hope I don't lose power.
I know.
Oh my gosh. So kind of an interesting thought to think about is how in chapter 4, how they talked about remixing and how we're doing just that right now.
I was trying to find a video to go with this, but I don't really know what to search for. Any ideas?
Oh.
I talk about vague booking as a way of communicating on Facebook, and I found a video about a humor video about vague booking.
Do we have anything in here on LinkedIn yet?
No, I don't think so.
I guess the question is do we want anything on LinkedIn about LinkedIn on here, or do we just want to keep it straight on Facebook talking?
It doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah, definitely.
April the giraffe.
There you are. All right, cool.
Has she had her baby yet? She did?
Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking she did, because they were like, it's today, which was like 3 days ago.
I feel like they've been saying that every day for 3 months.
Are we supposed to put the video in this document too, or just on that?
I think it's supposed to come in both places.
Okay, that's what I thought too.
Anything else I can be doing right now to be helpful?
I have a question on citing something. On page 199 in the book, there's something in here that I was kind of referencing in the document, and I wasn't quite sure how to cite this because in parentheses it has this IBID. Like what?
Oh yeah, I think that means it's the same citation as the one that came before it. I think that's what that means.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that means same. It's the same citation as the previous citation. I believe that's what that means.
Because I saw it in a few places, and I was like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just Googled it because I didn't know.
Because on that page, like on this one, it says IBID 24, and then right before it, it says IBID 9. And then it's like, well, what is it coming from then, since they both have different numbers?
Yeah, I think are there footnotes? Is that because yes, if it's IBID 9, I think it refers to the whatever the ninth citation or footnote was, and IBID 24 would refer to the 24th. I believe.
But then how do you figure out what that is in here? This is so bizarre. I'm feeling really stupid right now. I'm just like, where does this come from?
Do you guys find that in your fields you like have to have LinkedIn?
I don't feel like I have to, but I feel like it definitely helps. You know? Yeah.
I agree.
And LinkedIn is something I poo-pooed for a long time, but then eventually it got sucked in.
I've been having students at my work add me on LinkedIn the past week. I'm like, I don't know you, but okay. Like, sure.
It's the strength of the weak ties. Remember that.
They're like, hey, Miss Sarah. We've seen her in the hallway.
Okay, so I'm just kind of looking through it and making sure that what we have flows. So this quote, I'm not sure where it came from, about the aesthetic literacy.
Yeah, that I added that in.
Okay.
I don't know that it's flowing either.
Okay. I mean, if we do want to keep it, I would just say we might want to put it in a paragraph or something, but I mean, it's up to you guys. I don't think that we need it. Like, I think we've got a lot of stuff, but.
Yeah. I really wasn't sure where exactly it was going to tie in. So, and then I just haven't seen anything really to place it into. So,
Okay.
I mean, for Facebook, I mean, it could tie in the sense of people are very much into being producers and sharing things that they're, photographs, I look great. Hey, look at me, aesthetic literacy. I'm sharing meaning. I think it could tie in. I just don't know if it, based on how we've written everything else, if it really does.
Okay, I mean, I think what we have is good. Is there anything else you guys were adding in? Okay, I think I might just take that quote out then, Jamie, if that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And then just make it all the same font. Okay, so we ready to put our stuff on that website?
Yeah. Let's roll.
So are we creating a photo gallery or a photo story? Are we just going to choose random? I mean.
Well, I don't think we have to do the same thing in that regard.
Whichever, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just do a photo story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna have to save these images, like download them? Put them in?
So we're doing exposure, right? That's our,
Yeah.
and so we all do it separately, right? That's the thing. We all post it separately in here.
I think so.
And so are you just copying and pasting that whole thing?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to do the pictures right now, and it looks like you're gonna have to download them. So you
Really?
can upload them. Do y'all see another way?
Well, I clicked on the added text only group and I just copy and pasted it and it let me.
Oh,
I just did that.
I see.
That way all the pictures will show up and
Okay. Have you found a way to embed videos?
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I didn't see a way to do it.
Embed social posts. Is it in the embed?
So we're all going to copy and paste the whole thing. Is that right? The whole shebang? Okay.
And does it keep those hyperlinks when you copy them?
Oh, to the let me see.
You can't just copy paste everything all at once into something. It's like separated.
That's what we just did, was we copy and pasted, but we're trying to see if the links copied and
Yeah.
I think they did.
Yeah, it's showing them in blue, but I'm just wondering if when you publish the story, if it's gonna be able to link, because I'm clicking on it and it's not right now.
Well, I think too the goal is to embed those videos if possible.
Yeah. Well. Let's see. Let me see. So that TED Talk, the graffiti one, I was able to embed it in a different.
Were you? Okay. Did you use like HTML, or how did you do it?
Just click on the embed social poster code.
And that's how you did it. Okay, cool.
And then just add the YouTube video and it'll show up. So.
Oh, okay. I did the gallery just to switch things up, but I feel like
yeah.
Let me see if it's the same. Oh. I think I'm gonna have to go do this story.
I just went into the text part and it let me put the pictures in there too.
Yeah, mine did too, but it says I can only have 1,000 characters in the text part.
Oh.
And we have 6,300 if you were wondering.
Hmm.
Everything looks pretty good.
Sorry.
Bless you.
So, have you found a way to place the video besides at the very beginning or the very end?
No, I was thinking of cutting text to where I needed it and
Yeah.
pasting it on top of the video. That's the only way I can figure out to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can add 2 text groups because I accidentally did it, and then you can move the video. I think I'm just going to leave my 2 videos at the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I guess the easiest way to do it. Really.
Unless, okay, so if you put the 2 videos in, then you can write the story for each video. So can we just put the text we want in that box?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Let's try that. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah,
But
okay.
it's just like awkward chunking. Like
Yeah.
the title, like you have to title it, and it's in the middle there. Okay, I'm gonna take that out. Okay, and then we just copy our link over here.
Mm-hmm.
What did you use for your cover photo?
Oh, I just found this like clip art thing of people like talking.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, that's fine.
This is more just like a general knowledge question, but how do you know if clip art is like fair game or if it's like copyrighted?
Yeah, they've always taught me, and especially where I'm working now, to search specifically for stuff that is, instead of just like wondering, like if you search for things that are like, Creative Commons or whatever, are royalty free, then you're in the clear, and if not, then who knows? So they're really, where I'm working now, are hammer that away. Like if you don't know, then you probably should use it.
Sometimes I get my clip art from like a website where it has copy free or copyright free images.
Yeah.
So I guess my pictures didn't copy. I just went and published it, and it's not there.
Let me check mine.
But the video is there. That video is there. Like if you click the link, the connection's there, but the photos are not there. I don't know. May have to take them one by one.
Yeah, none of my photos.
I did that too. Oh. The videos are there, but the pictures aren't.
Fabulous. Maybe, well, my cover photo is there, but I actually downloaded that one. I wonder if that makes a difference.
Yep, no photos.
Okay. Added them back and they're disappeared again.
I think you will have to add them at the bottom, like add a photo group.
That's all. Yeah, that's the only option we have.
So all the text will be at the top and then we just have them at the bottom, you're saying?
Yeah.
Will it save? Did you try it?
No, because you have to download the picture to. I had to screenshot it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try downloading it as a doc and see if I can get the pictures out of that. That's on the web page. Try that.
It also seems to only, when you do that, it makes it the entire width of the page, so it's very distorted.
Huh. I can't seem to copy these images like anywhere.
Yeah, I had to download the document from Google Docs as a Word doc onto my local hard drive, and then save the images from there. Because I can figure out another way to get them.
Yeah, I screenshotted them and put them into Paint and saved them, but it doesn't matter because you still distort them.
So download as a Word doc. Okay, let's try that.
if you upload a group and do 2 pictures at the same time, then it'll put them side by side and they're not as weird.
So
I saved this document as a Word doc, you said, Melvin?
Uh-huh.
And then what did you do after that?
I opened it up in Word, and then for each of the images, I just right-clicked on them in Word, and I got the option to save it as a picture, and I saved it to my desktop and uploaded it from there.
Okay. Yeah, it's not giving me the option to save.
Oh no, from Google Docs or from Word, the images.
From Word.
Let's see. Yeah, when I right click on the images in Word, if I right click, it gives me the option to save as picture. Oh, you know what? I have them on my desktop. I can just email them to you. I'll email them to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. It's the same 3 pictures everybody.
Oh my.
All right, I'll send to everyone just in case.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm calling mine. It is
Yeah,
what
as
it
soon as I
is.
get this, paste it, I'm gonna call it too.
Do you guys have any idea what you're doing for your case study?
Unless something changes, I'm going to be interviewing a professor at the university I work at, and he's in charge of our communication and simulation game design program. So I'm going to see what kind of tool he used. Like one, as she was like, just use one tool. So I'm going to look in to see what he does. So, and he likes to talk, so I'm sure it'll be a long.
Nice.
All right. It's loading. Everything's working right. So I guess that's it. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm having a problem with the photos. I don't know why, but it's just not.
How did you download them?
Melvin emailed them, so I did a save as.
Mm-hmm. And then did you do the group upload? The group photo upload?
I tried to, but I don't know. It's not. One of the pictures came out here, and then I actually have something else that came up in there, like something that I had pulled for Facebook that I had thought about sharing, but we had other pictures. And it may just be fine because in her work she said that you can have the same, I don't know, it says you may each have the same content for the post if you wish. So I guess I could just leave the pictures that I have here. It might, I don't know.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Because I don't know why, but I just couldn't, like, I got the Toys R Us one came up. Let me try adding again, just see. Weird. I can't get the other ones. But I can't find the graffiti picture. Seems to have disappeared when I downloaded it. Yeah, I can't get that one to come up. I don't know why.
Now, let me make sure it's in mine still before I get to. Yeah. Totally different.
I can only seem to put 2 pictures in here.
On the when you do the group upload, you only can get 2.
I did I clicked add new photos. And it says drop new photos here.
I would try to group upload and select all 3 at once.
Yeah, that's what I would do too.
So remove photo set. So do add photo group.
Yeah.
I just can't see the pictures then. That's the problem. See, I don't think they're, I think part of it is because they're not saved right. Something, like when you save it, I'm echoing by the way, I don't know if you can hear me, but in the email when you sent the pictures, Melvin, and I did save and it shows HTM.
HTM.
That's how it's saved.
Huh. I think they were all PNGs. Let me check. Let's see if I sent it in another way. And so the one that's not showing up for you is the graffiti one?
Well, none of them are there now. So I had one before, the toys one.
Uh-huh.
Although I don't know where it is now because I removed it. Because I was trying to do the set.
So if you go into your email again and save them to your desktop,
That's what I did, yeah.
and then they're not your desktop anymore.
Well, they were in the folder with all the stuff for this project, so I have other
Gotcha.
pictures in there.
Gotcha.
But those particular pictures seem to have this HTM, and I can't see what they look like. It's really weird. I'm gonna go back into my email. Because when I hover over it, it does show it's a PNG in the email.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, this. Can't see it. Mm-mm.
Do you think maybe at this point, like for the sake of the length of the recording, we could stop recording now and then we can just like add the link into the document?
Oh God, we're still recording. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure we can stop.
Oh, yeah.
None of this has been interesting. The last, like, yeah, I think that's probably fine.
Yep. And I'll put the recording on there, and I'll submit it if that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because it's shared and everything. So.
Sweet.
Cool. I
So,
won't
'cause
post
it's
it
just-
tonight. Obviously, I'll wait until
Oh,
everything.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just one. Like we don't have to each submit it in As
Right.
You Learn, right? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. All right, Jamie, if you need any help, let me know if I can do anything.
Oh my God. I'm so frustrated right now and I'm so sorry.
It's
That's
still not
fine.
working. That's crazy.
I'm just like, oh my God.
I mean, I think it might be one of those things like where if you come back in the morning, like
Yeah, it's just
not
magically-
frustrated, yeah, like it'll just work.
I just tried to do the other way. Okay, so two of the pictures went in there. Hold on a minute. Okay, I've got 3 pictures now. I've got 3 pictures.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. So hit save. And I'd already hit publish, so I assume that everything is there. So let me see what happens. And then where do we put our link?
In the doc.
Oh, at our
There's if you scroll down, like there's a spot for all the links to go.
I have to find one. I have so many things open on my screen now.
You're not kidding.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Yay.
Sweet.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for your patience, everybody.
Yeah, good. It's kind of worked out.
Yeah.
All right. Go team. Yeah, have a good night.
You too, guys.
You too.
Thank you.
See ya.
Good night.